What's going on, guys? It's Morris Mode from It's a Guy Thing coming at you live with another episode. Today, I want to. No, I don't like that. Hold on. Oh, shit. Let's not start this. Okay. What's going on, guys? Did I sniff again? Ah, shit. Okay. 3, 2, 1. What's going on, guys? I forgot what I was gonna say. Fuck! What's going on, guys? Welcome to It's a Guy Thing. I'm Morris Mode. And today, see, this sucks too, man. What the fuck? What's going on, guys? Welcome. What's going on, guys? Fuck, what's my name? Fucking beer's getting warm. What's going on, guys? Fuck. Damn it. Yo, what's going on, guys? Well, fuck, man. What's up with that? Shit. Alright, okay. We got this. What's going on, guys? Welcome to YouTube and shit. It's my turn now. What's going on, guys? Nope. Fuck. All right. What's going on, guys? What's 3, 2, 1. I gotta stop with this. What's going on, guys? And I did it again. Fuck. What's going on, guys? Welcome to... Why do I always forget the fucking name? I've only been doing this for so long. What's going on, guys? Welcome to It's a Guy Thing. I am Morris Mode. And welcome to the episode. I've recently... Well, no, that's... Fuck. God. What's going on, guys? Welcome to It's a Guy Thing. I am Morris Mode, and we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Before we jump in anything, I want to go ahead and bring out our pick six for the day. Funny thing about the pick six, I've decided instead of me going to the store and rummaging through the beer aisle and picking something out, because I feel like I was starting to get a little biased. Like, I was starting to either pick shit out that I know is good, or pick shit out that, I have a good feeling that it's going to be good. I guess because since I know what I like more than anybody else, because I am me and not you, I felt like I was walking through the beer aisles with a little bit of biasness. So, my new plan is I'm sending my wife. I'm not telling her nothing. I'm just saying, hey, pick me up a 6-pack of beer for the show. And she tries to ask questions. Well, what are you looking for? I ain't looking for nothing. Just pick something out. Well, what if I get something that's not any good? Awesome. That would be probably pretty nice. So she's going in completely blind and just picking out a random 6-pack. So the first pick six that we're going to be doing on this it's a weird one. I actually had to look this one up a little bit. It is from Reformation Brewery out of Woodstock, Georgia, and it's called Jogger. I think that's how you pronounce it. Jogr, Jogger. It says the juicy lager. Now, I'm gonna say that I believe, just based on what I've read from it, I'm gonna probably end up trying to compare this to the Stone Tropical Tropic of Thunder that we did a few episodes back. If you don't remember that, this pick six is called Tropic of Thunder Lager by Stone Brewery. Go find it and watch it. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be comparing, probably to that. Juicy lager. I mean, the only thing that I could even think of that would be somewhat similar to that would be the Stone Tropic of Thunder. Anyway, it's 4.9%, which is pretty good. It's right there in the comfort zone. It shouldn't be too crazy. So let's get this poured in. What you guys say? Very nice color. Forgot that I was recording there for a second. I'm just oh man. Okay. Juicy lager, the jogger. Juicy lager, the jogger. Okay. It smells juicy. God damn. So, a little bit that I want to talk about. Final Fantasy VII Remake has came out. I think like maybe 2 weeks ago. I know a lot of my friends have already beat it. I have not chosen to buy it. I got a little boycott with it. Now, I did say that I would play it. I just am not going to purchase it. I am really kind of like waiting on one of my buddies to hook me up with their copy. That way I could borrow it and play through it, and I give my final thoughts. But what I did do, I did go back and play the original Final Fantasy VII. I went and on the PlayStation Store and bought it and downloaded it and played it. And really, I just really wanted Final Fantasy VII to be like kind of fresh in my mind. That way, when I do play the remake and the reboot, I can just shit all over it because I have a feeling that I'm going to hate it. I hate the fact that they're deciding to milk this and bring it out in installments and charge $60 a pop for it. From what I understand, they're adding fluff and bullshit to the game, which I'm hoping I'm wrong. I mean, I want shit to be successful, because the more it's successful, the more, shit that we'll get in the future. But personally, I'm not happy about the way that they're going about doing it. I didn't want no fucking stupid ass Kingdom Hearts battle system. I wanted the fucking turn-based ATB battle system back again, but call me old school. But having said that, it did make me want to talk a little bit about Final Fantasy, because Final Fantasy is one of those genres, or not genre, but games within the genre, that one, it's like very well known. If you ask somebody, hey man, do you play any Japanese role-playing games? Oh, what do you mean, like Final Fantasy? Yeah. I mean, that's essentially like just how the conversation would roll if you're talking to anybody that knows anything remotely like a speck about video games. I just don't see you like, hey man, do you like Japanese role-playing games? Oh, what do you mean, like Lunar Silver Star Story? Fuck yeah. I think that might still be a little too far-fetched. But the Final Fantasy series, has came a long way, and what I kind of wanted to do is kind of just rank the main games. Now, I want to leave out things like Final Fantasy Tactics, World of Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy sequels to main games, Dissidia, like just Final Fantasy Explorers, all these type of like side, spin-off type games. I want to leave those out. Let's just stick with 1 to 15. Fair enough, right? Yeah. And I like doing these rankings. And you know what? I didn't even bother. Like, I had a lot of fun with the Resident Evil ranking. And what else did I fucking rank one time? Shit, I don't know. I drink too much. But the Sonic games. I think I ranked the Sonic games. I have fun with these. Like, I did not, however, like, write any of this down. So I want to do this shit like, bam, right. What the hell was that? Sounded like a woolly booger. We're going to wash that motherfucker right back down. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I love these rankings. And I want to do a lot. I want to do some more of these. And, you know, this is actually really would be like a perfect episode for me to really, like, throw my fucking nerd down and just talk about Japanese role-playing games, like, as a fucking whole, which I would love to do, but I don't want to do it this episode. We might make a part 2 of this episode. Who knows? Let me go see how much fucking beer I got. Maybe we'll do it today. I'll even wear the same t-shirt. But I do want to do that soon. Yeah, and I would love to have a guest, man. I'm tired of this fucking everybody's scared to leave the fucking house thing. I'm ready to have a guest sit right there and talk about some fucking Japanese role-playing games with me. That's exactly what the fuck I want to do. Where's my phone? Oh yeah. Duh. Well, I had to take a break because I was having some difficulties and I don't know if we're going to be able to bust them out or not. So, just in case, I'm going to go ahead and apologize for what you just had to watch. Hopefully this, you know, it's fixed. I can't wait to get back normal. You hear me? You feel me? So let's go ahead and start ranking these Final Fantasy games. Now, I'm going to say that I pulled some out that's fairly recent. Some of like the old ones, they're still like put up, and I was like, man, I'm not gonna rummage through all that bullshit trying to pull out a fucking 30-year-old game. So, like we always do, even though I do have some with me, we're still gonna put the things where they need to be. The pictures, yeah, screenshots, whatever. So, just off the rip, let's just go ahead and put as number 15 and 14 Final Fantasy 1 and 2. The games are just so old and so dated. Like, we can't, I can't. I mean, I guess maybe somebody with a whole lot more free time on their hand could probably do it, but I can't put in a game and you hit start game and here you are and the king is like, you must go find the crystals. Now go forth on your adventure. And you're just like, okay, let's talk to all these people and figure out where I need to go. I don't have time for that shit now. You know, back when I was a kid, I could do that. I can't do it now. So, man, you know what? Maybe I do need a pen or something. Because it's gonna be tough to remember this shit. Mike, excuse me. What do we got here? So we've got 15 and 14 as 1 and 2. We're gonna put number 13. Oh shit, I said I was gonna leave the sequels out, didn't I? Yeah, I did say I was going to leave the sequels out. This one is the 13-2. So, let's see, where are we going to go with number? Let's make 13. No. That'd be funny, but no. We'll make 13 15. Yeah. 13 is 15. And I'm going to say, while not a bad game, I don't know, I just found myself not put in with them. Like, I didn't really care too much about these guys. I didn't like the fact that it was a total sausage party. I kind of wish that we would have had some female characters, playable characters in this. I did, and I really couldn't follow the story. Like, I don't know, maybe when this game came out, it was because I was, still, like, my son was a baby and he demanded a lot of attention. And I just remember getting to the final boss, and the boss was sitting there telling me all these things, and I'm like, I have no idea who you are. It's like, where did you come from? So there's my reasoning for 15. I do want to play it again, though. Maybe I should. So that was 15, 14, 13. We're going to put 12 as 14. 14 was really good. It was online. There's actually 2 Final Fantasy Online games. I couldn't stick with it. Like, being a World of Warcraft player, like, whenever I get the MMO bug on me, I'll go do that, World of Warcraft. But this was still really good. I didn't get to do any end game. I got, like, to max level, and I started, preparing myself for it, and then I went back into World of Warcraft. But still a good game, and it's still relevant today. So from there, I need to stop following these numbers, because that's going to make it hard. Maybe if I remember, and hopefully watching this, it'll make me remember. What I'm going to just start doing, since we're putting our things down there, we're just going to add the number here of where the ranking is. So next up is going to be Final Fantasy 13. And I had a love-hate relationship with this game. One, I love that main character, Lightning. She's beautiful. Beautiful. But I did not like how for the first, I don't know, maybe 35, 40 hours, you were literally literally like on rails the entire time. You could not do nothing unless the game wanted you to do it. You could not go anywhere unless the game wanted you to go there. So being on rails like that, I just felt so constricted. I'm like, no. But this is another one that I also want to replay again. Maybe I could understand it a little bit more, because I remember being at the end of the game and I understood absolutely nothing. Nothing. Maybe I should stop drinking while I play video games. Yeah. Oh, yeah. From there, I want to go with Final Fantasy 3. Now, I don't have much of a memory of Final Fantasy 3, but it originally never came out over here to America. So yes, I'm not talking about that Final Fantasy 3. I'm talking about the real Final Fantasy 3. I remember I bought it on the DS when it came out, because that's what it finally came out on, was the DS. And I remember, like, strictly only playing it, like, if I was off somewhere. And a lot of times I had my attention taken away from me. I did buy it again, like on my phone, but I'm gonna be honest, I never played it on my phone. But that's why I'm ranking this one so low, because I just don't remember it. I don't remember anything about it. I can't even tell you the main character's name. I remember level building. I remember grinding for hours because I was stuck in a boss. But I don't remember anything about that game, story or anything. Moving on from there, we will do Final Fantasy XI, which is the first MMO. And while it had its problems, it was decent. I never really played it. I watched a buddy of mine play it. He had bought the big fucking hard drive thing that went into your PlayStation 2, and I remember being over his house watching him play it, and he was like, "You want to play? You ought to get this, dude." And I want to say I was like literally balls deep in WoW at that particular point in time, or maybe not. I don't think so. Because now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, I really don't know if WoW was out yet. Or it might have been. I think it might have been. Because I know I was a year late coming into WoW. So I don't know. All I know is I didn't do it. So, okay. Moving on from there is, I'm going to say, what do I got here? Yeah, I think I'm gonna put Final Fantasy X next. While I did like this game a lot, the main characters, Titus, I didn't particularly care for him. He was a pain in my ass. His voice was annoying. He looked like Meg Ryan. Yeah, it's good. It's a good game. You should play it. You should definitely check it out, but it's just not up there in my favorites. So moving on from there, we're going to put in Final Fantasy IV. This is actually the complete collection, which has its sequel, which I still have yet to play. But Final Fantasy IV, which I want to say when it actually came out over here, it was called Final Fantasy II. Yeah. So this is like, the 4 is the American 2 that we got on Super Nintendo. This one is really good. This one had some issues. Like, not issues that in a bad way, but issues in a very good way. Yeah, 4 was really good. It was very, like, the storyline was really good. Is this the one with fucking let me just make sure real quick that I'm correct on this. Where's our cast of characters? Does it have it? Characters 5 and 6. Okay, I have Rosa, Kane, yeah. And Cecil, yeah, like, this one was really good. This one had a really good story. I've actually had to play this one a couple of times because I remember the first time I was playing it, it was on when they released it on the PS1 with Chrono Trigger. And I had gotten so far and something happened and I stopped and I started playing something else. And when I went back to go into it, there I was, saved in the middle of the fucking world map. And I had no idea what I had done. I had no idea what I was supposed to do. And I didn't know where the fuck I was. So I quit. I played it again on the PSP. Oh, damn. I'm sorry, Buster. Dude didn't even flinch. Ah, shit. Okay, so moving on from there, we're going to rank Final Fantasy VIII, which I'm actually somewhere towards the end of the game playing the new, the just HD upscaled version. I'm playing it on the Switch. So I've always liked Final Fantasy VIII. It was. I know it's a very divisive game. Some people hated it. Some people loved it. Um, I'm not either or. Like, it was good. It was okay. I had fun while I played it. Um, it's another one that I didn't completely understand, and I'm thinking maybe I didn't understand it because I was 15 when I played it. So I'm playing it again, and hopefully understand it a little bit more. Um, so we're gonna burn through some of these. Coming up next, I'm gonna say Final Fantasy VII. And while it was revolutionary for its time, you cannot argue with the fact that that is an ugly fucking game. It is an ugly fucking game. Those characters look fucking ugly. They look like fucking Lego figures. I'm just being honest. I mean, it's an ugly fucking game. Even HD upscaled, it's an ugly fucking game. So there's my opinion on that. Story wise, it brought a lot of people into JRPGs, like that game, and I want to say like I was probably like, damn, I don't even know how to articulate it, but I remember playing it back in high school. And at the time, I was in love with it because the JRPGs that I knew was like, not kiddie, but, and I don't want to say childish. You know, that's the conversation that we can get into more on our JRPG discussion, and I'm going to try to find a guest for that. But it was very mature. Like, a lot of a lot of things going on, which Final Fantasy games generally do have a more mature tone and setting. But this one was like, I don't know. I can't. I want to say words like dark, and I want to say words like cyberpunkish, but since I don't know enough about cyberpunk at all, I don't want like people that like nut off to fucking cyberpunk. But you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Some Final Fantasy 7 was cyberpunk. Fuck you, I know that. Just for lack of a better word. So where are we at? Still a good game though. Final Fantasy 7. We are going to go to Final Fantasy. Where are we at? I'm trying to think of where we are at. I want to do Final Fantasy 9. Final Fantasy 9 was really a breath in the fresh air. Like, it went back to the like super deformed characters and the fucking big hands and shit. But the game made me laugh like hysterically, and I've probably played that game like maybe 2 or 3 times since it's been in existence. But Final Fantasy 9 is really good, hands down. Anybody that's wanting to get into Final Fantasy games or never tried a Final Fantasy game, go by this list, because I'm not going to steer you wrong. I promise you. It's a guy thing, yo. Final Fantasy 9 has got like the most, and I think this is the first time in my entire life I'm going to use this word, but the most adorable cast of characters. Like, I don't know, man. If you know, like, I love the characters in Final Fantasy 9. That was definitely a high point for that game for me. Moving on from there, we're going to go with Final Fantasy 6, which is Final Fantasy 3 in America. It came out as Final Fantasy 3 on the Super Nintendo, I believe. But Final Fantasy 6. Final Fantasy 6 was hands down like one of the most like jaw-dropping RPGs that you can really play as a kid. One, again, you had some badass characters. Two, the villain destroys the fucking world. And like, that's only halfway through the game. Like, back then, that was like jaw dropping. Like, you're like, what? Holy shit. He succeeded with his plan, which, you know, nowadays we see that happening more often with video games. But at the time, to see like a video game like villain do his plan and live through it only halfway through the game, it was like, I don't know, for me it was unheard of. I mean, I'm not no expert by any means. I don't know the ins and outs of every single video game that's ever been created, but for me, being I guess a preteen, I was like, whoa, holy shit. And I don't think I've left any Final Fantasy game out. And I hope I didn't, since I haven't been keeping up with the numbers. As a recap, we've got 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Oh man, shit, that's gonna be too fucking hard to sit here and think about all that. But I did 13, I did 14, did 15, I did 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. What the fuck was Final Fantasy 5? I remember Final Fantasy 5, and I left it out. It needs to, and it's because I never played it. That's the one with fucking Bart, right? Wow, I done fucked this whole video up. Where does 5 go? 5 is definitely not going to come before 6. We're going to redo this shit. Fuck, man, I forgot all about 5. This, kids, is why you need to write shit down. We're going to place Final Fantasy V right after Final Fantasy X, because I remember getting to the ghost ship and stopping. So we're gonna, when you're seeing our things before this conversation, you're gonna see a number get skipped, and that's where 5 is gonna go. So 5 is gonna be that number, because I really wanted 2 to be Final Fantasy VI. You got all that, bro? But, hands down, number 1 favorite Final Fantasy game of all time is Final Fantasy 12. I don't know why I fucking love this game so much. I don't know if it's the fucking battle system, which I fucking loved. I loved being able to, what do they call them in the game? Gambits. I loved like making these gambits, and I could really just put my fucking whole crew on autopilot. Like, I did a lot of shit with my gambits. The story was really cool. It puts you back in that same world that Final Fantasy Tactics and Vagrant Story took place in. I love the I don't know. I love specifically this version. This version is available on PS4 and Switch. I'm not quite sure if it's available on Xbox. It probably is. But I still have my PS2 Collector's Edition with the metal case and everything somewhere. Final Fantasy 12 is really fucking awesome. I love the way that you like leveled up with that whole license board thing. This is hands down my favorite. I gotta say, I'm gonna break away from the trend and say this is my favorite. Pow! Yeah! Sorry for fucking that ranking list up. Like, still learning how to do this. I'm hoping that we fixed it correctly. I know we can't go back and say things differently. It's been a disaster sitting here talking to myself with having to do this myself, but you know, it is what it is. What can you do? But yeah, that's my thoughts on the Final Fantasy series as a whole. I definitely want more games to come out. I would like to see a Final Fantasy 16. I've had fun playing Final Fantasy my whole life, and I definitely want to get on getting a JRPG show going so I can talk about some other things, not just Final Fantasy. It might be kind of a long video, but you know, it is what it is. So moving on, keeping with the Final Fantasy trend, I did do research on this because since I knew I was going to be talking about Final Fantasy, I did put a lot of thought into my Babe of the Week this week, which is going to be a Final Fantasy character. I like to throw these fictional characters out every now and again. But here's the thing about the Babe of the Week. It was fucking hard. I remember as a kid, you know, growing up with playing these games and, you know, being a fucking hormone raging teenager. Some of these characters, god damn. So what I'm going to give you is a top 3, and I'm going to elaborate a little bit on my decision. So top 3, and number 1 will be Babe of the Week. Number 3 would be Rydia from Final Fantasy IV, which was Final Fantasy II. I think we've already discussed this. Rydia, she was so fucking powerful. She ended up becoming so fucking powerful. There's just something about green-haired chicks, man. Which I really wanted to say that comment. Because in a future episode, you will definitely see the whole green-haired thing come back up. And I think I don't know. I the only reason why I'm definitely rating her so low free is not really low. Throughout the span of Final Fantasy IV, you know, the main game and the sequel, the After Years thing. Dude. I think that she was kind of young. But I do know in the After Years, they actually had to censor her fucking outfit for American release. I know some of the pictures on Google, and I'm hoping that we've posted one. You're just like, damn. Number 2, which was definitely my teenage, definitely one of my teenage, oh my god, was Quistis from Final Fantasy VIII. I don't know, man. There's just something so ridiculously hot about that fucking librarian look. Shit, she's still fucking hot now. Yeah. But still not number one. And before we get into number one, my honorable mentions, which I guess I probably should have done a. No, you know what? I'm going to give one honorable mention, and that's going to be Lightning, because Lightning is really super hot. So there, her being an honorable mention. Moving on, number one, and man, it's hard to not. Well, it was hard to fight it because, you know, she's so fucking sexy. She's a badass. Her outfit is amazing. Fucking mini skirt, tank top, big ass titties, like fucking long black hair. Tifa Lockhart, man. Oh my fucking God. And when, you know, I didn't want to do Tifa, but it's undeniable. Like it's not even an opinion anymore. It's almost fact. Her being as sexy as she is, and being as strong of a character as she is, like like not just physically strong, but emotionally strong as well. Like she's a fucking badass, and there is no, like, you can't really debate. I mean, I guess you could, but I couldn't. I mean, I had no, like, all I know is I didn't want to really make Tifa number one. Is just a couple of reasons, like Final Fantasy VII. You know, a lot of people will argue over the game. What am I trying to say here? Like, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I just know, like, before getting into it, like, it was almost a guarantee that Tifa was going to be number one, and I kind of wanted to buck that trend, but I couldn't. Like, I was even like, how could I put this female above her? Well, you can't. Like, I couldn't. So maybe, I guess, if you could, let me know. If not, shut the fuck up, because Tifa's the hottest Final Fantasy character, period. Out of fucking, well, you know what? We still can't give Babe of the Week a 10, can we? I don't think so, because you can't really do a perfect 10 with a Babe of the Week, because, like, yeah, beautiful, smart, intelligent, strong, all this shit, but women are crazy. So you always have to minus that 1 point, right? So the highest that a Babe of the Week can ever get is a 9, right? Right? So let's do 9 for Tifa. But at the same time, do fictional characters have that craziness? They probably do. So we're still going to stick with the 9. And now that I've pissed a bunch of people off, or 58, we're going to talk a little bit about this jogger. All right. Jogger. JOGR. Reformation Brewery. I can tell that this brewery is not huge, which is fine. The beer tastes pretty good. And yeah, you know, like, unfortunately, it is a little bit comparable to the Stone's Tropic of Thunder that we did a little while back. It's definitely an outside drinking beer. I like it. I like the fact that it's 4.9 because you can kind of drink them pretty fast. It's a thick beer. Like, I mean, don't let the color fool you, man. It's definitely thick. You cannot. You can see through it a little bit. I mean, light will pass through it. It's I like it. It's not gonna leave. It's not gonna leave a huge, lasting impression on me. I am gonna give them props though. I mean, what it did do, it's made me want to look at them a little bit more off, or at least like get online and Instagram or Facebook or something, and start looking into them. You know, seeing what all they have to offer. They have just a basic can with a sticker. It's literally a sticker around it. Let me see if I can show you guys. I mean, they got some adhesive on it, but it's just a sticker. That's all it is. It's so they definitely put more money into their brewing than they do on their presentation, which, you know, I'm not gonna hit them for that. Man, it's got me a little confuzzled here. I want to give these guys a 7. A 7 for the Reformation Brewery Jogger. And now 7 is a good review. I'm not going to, do not think that that's bad. I'm just going to say, like, would I buy this again? Probably. Well, hold on. Let me say maybe, but let me say probably not. Since we are like kind of, if the Stone Tropic of Thunder and this is sitting side by side, I'm gonna have to go Tropic of Thunder all the way. But this is good. This is good, and I don't quite know if, you know, how far they ship, which I'm definitely going to be looking into that, because they do have my interest now. Now, I want to see what else they have to offer. You know, let's try some other things that they got. I am going to be doing that. Will I be buying Reformation Brewery again? Hell yes. Am I buying Jogger again? It's got a really good chance of me buying it again, but it's not going to become like a go-to. It's not going to be like my go-to beer. So, hey, what are you going to be drinking on Saturday? Oh, I'm going to go try to get me a 12-pack of Joggers. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna go that way. Also, I don't know how much I paid for this. That's probably something I should have asked. I should have said, how much did the beer cost? And she'd tell me, I mean, because I think that goes a long way. Yeah, I feel fucked up now. Because if she would have told me that, oh, it was only $9.99, that might bring it up a couple of points. But if it was $13.99, no, I'm going to still stick with a 7. So that, yeah, we're going to stick with a 7. I'm going to just assume that it was like 12 or 13, 14 bucks for this 6-pack. And maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not. This it's tasty though. It is very tasty. I am going to enjoy the other 3 that we have here. Probably take my shit outside and, you know, hang out there for a little bit. It's definitely not an inside drinking beer. There is no bitterness to this whatsoever. I guess hence the lager portion of it. An IPA is going to be obviously a whole lot bitter. But the Jogger is nice. It's nice. It's 7 nice. Not 10 nice, but 7 nice. So there we go. Well, guys, I I hope you guys had a good time with me today. Went through all the Final Fantasy games. Drank some pretty good beer. And I had a pretty good debate with myself about the Babe of the Week. So definitely hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, follow us, catch up, watch our older videos, bring you up to speed because it's ever changing. Like, we never know where I'm gonna go, and every now and again I'll be dropping them raps like that too, though. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So, on that note, we're gonna go ahead and close it out today. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to stay tuned later because I'm definitely going to try to be putting this nerd RPG talk into the next episode. I'm going to start working on that immediately as soon as I cut this off. And we'll see you again for part 2. Adios.